Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So a few weeks ago, I flew out to see Caleb Hammer and roast his finances, which was incredible. If you haven't seen that video already, highly recommend go and watch it. It's at like almost 800,000 views. It's crazy. But going and doing that gave me a lot of appreciation for how he runs his business. And that, of course, brings us to this video here. He claims that a 37-year-old has the most high-interest debt he has ever seen. And I'm here to put that to the test. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and now let's begin.
My name is Michael. I am 37, based out of Hutto, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
What do you do in this Austin Hutto area for a living?
So I work from home. I do QA automation engineering, basically.
So what's crazy is that Caleb gets, I think it was like 30 to 50 inquiries a day for people who see him on YouTube and say, "Oh, I want Caleb to roast my finances. Caleb, pick me, roast me." And, you know, obviously he's got to be pretty selective with who he has on the show. But whoever he picks, they're brave, because hundreds of thousands of people, at the minimum, are going to see this person, see all of their most intimate details in terms of finances, see Caleb roasting him for what? Because these people, it's not like, you know, he's got a YouTube channel, he's redirecting traffic to. This he just seems like a normal guy, living his life, racking up high interest debt, screwing up maybe financially, but listen, they're brave. They're braver than I am, okay?
What do you make in that position?
I make $87,500 a year. So I've been in the industry for 7 years, and I have no college degree and no background in technology.
Just goes to show you, you really don't need a college degree. I am flabbergasted how many people think, "Oh, I need the bachelor's degree. If I don't get the badge, I'm not gonna." It's just like plenty of places out there will hire you. If you have a good attitude, a good work ethic, you show up on time, you're eager, you're excited, you're enthusiastic, you get along with other people. That's like 90% of it, honestly. Then the rest of it, you just kind of learn on the job. I'm still shocked how college is still a thing, how people are still spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Unless, of course, doctor, lawyer, certain professions, obviously, I think school is fantastic. But for people that just don't know what they want to do, or maybe I'm going to get my degree and then just figure it out after, no, it's bad. Go and work instead.
I spent all of last year paying off all my debts and trying to catch up, and I did that.
You paid off all the debts last year?
I paid off all my debts last year, and then within the last 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Why?
Trying to start a photography business, and then helping my fiance is a full-time photographer.
Oh, man, why is he doing this? What? Part of me is just like, what is she doing? Right? I mean, okay, we're going to find out all of these details shortly, but I'm thinking it's not worth it going into debt for a photography business that isn't making any money yet. Like, I understand it takes money to get started, but never spend money on something that's unproven without at least something to fall back on like that. Like, don't go into debt. Like, if you have the cash and you could part with the cash and you'll be fine without racking up credit card debt, by all means, eat your heart out. Go for it. But for something like this, without a steady stream of income already, it's not a good idea. I'd say I got something in my eye. It's just kind of, as soon as I blink, I feel it. Anyway, I think that if you want to start a business like this, start with a minimum, then work your way up and reinvest all the money. It's usually not worth it to spend a whole bunch of money up front on something that isn't already making you some money.
I'm addicted to things. Like last year I bought a new car because I got a raise, and I was like, well, whatever my raise is, I can kind of like substitute that raise for, you know, more of a car payment.
Or is there debt on this car that we're
Oh, yeah,
find?
there's debt. Yeah.
Oh, this is the classic, the more money you make, the more money you spend. It's so common. I don't get why the default is just not, if I get a raise, I'm saving the difference. I'm living the exact same, just save the extra. How is that so difficult? Because you're already making do, most likely, on what you're already spending. So anything extra is extra. You don't need to upgrade your lifestyle. I think that's bad. Don't spend the extra money, okay?
I grew up really poor, and I think like just owning things was never something I had the chance to do.
No
offense.
offense.
As I started making more money, I started buying more stuff. Basically.
Well, no offense. Yes, you make good money, but compared to your retirement at your age versus the debt,
yeah,
you are poor.
You know what it is? He's a big kid. That's it, okay? We could call that for what it is. He's a 37-year-old man trapped in a teenager's body. Okay? He's getting a little cash, didn't have cash growing up, now he could spend it. He could live out those dreams of, how he wished it when he was 15 years old, go and buy drum kits and buy things and live it up and have the money. The other thing is he doesn't have kids, okay? So I don't want to say it's not having kids, but he doesn't have that, responsibility. So it's just him and his fiance. He could afford to do a lot of these things. And what's the worst case? It goes into collections. So I think, if he has something else to watch out for beyond himself, that might help, be a kick in the pants.
First debt, and the reason I put this one first is because, okay, we're about to start listing them out. So we have a Amazon Chase card. On this, we have a balance of $7,541. My goodness, 99 cents.
That's a lot of money on a credit card. $7,500 on a credit card. That's probably at a 30% interest rate. He's paying $187 a month in interest on that card. That's like half a car payment just in one credit card, just in interest.
And if interest is being accrued on this card, why the possible are we purchasing $3,000 on this?
I was super surprised that they gave me the larger balance. It was the first card I've gotten with a $8,000 balance. Basically was like, okay, now I can get all the equipment that I thought I would need.
That's horrible. This guy's just justifying it. So, well, I got the loan, and then I figured since I had the loan, I didn't expect to get the loan, but since I had the loan, I may as well just spend it all. It's not free money. That money's got to come somewhere. You're paying for it extra with everything else in your future. So basically, you're borrowing from the future to live it up today, and it's just going to cost you so much money. Just pretend it doesn't exist. Credit cards should only be used for normal expenses that you're going to spend money on anyway. If you don't spend it anyway, don't put money on the credit card. Credit cards are just good, honestly, for purchase protection, points back, and some of the rewards. That's it. That's all it's good for. That's it. So if you just use it normally, fantastic, you beat the system. If you buy anything that you weren't planning to buy anyway because you put it on credit and it was available, you lose. Do you want to win or lose? That's how you lose.
We're just Amazon. We're Amazon, Papa John's, Mr. Tramps. What's Mr. Tramps?
It's a bar in North Austin. Went for a photography meetup.
Jersey Mike's. Come on, you're supposed to be making money on the photography.
It's funny. He's like, oh, I'm going to turn this into a business. Meanwhile, he's going to Mr. Tramps in Austin for networking. He's spending more money networking than he ever would make in photography.
Some taquitos, which is essentially going into gas stations and just getting bullshit.
Yeah.
And Amazon and DoorDash, again, another very expensive way to get food.
This guy could save a lot of money. Just don't eat out. If this guy wants to get in shape, lose some weight, improve his life, live longer, cut out the fast food. Cut out eating out. Cut out eating out. Just make food at home. Go to the grocery store. Spend $400 a month on the best groceries. $500 a month on the best groceries. And that's it. That's your entire food budget. You just eat at home from now on. That's it. You would do so well. You'd probably lose weight. You'd eat healthier. You cut out all this bull crap. Save money.
When did this go into collections?
It was also 2020, I believe.
Wow. Okay. And is this in collections as well?
No. So this is all the Affirm loans.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so jewelry Affirm.
Yeah, this is for the engagement ring.
Yeah, you know what? At least $700. Reasonable price for an engagement ring, okay? This guy could have spent like 10 grand on a ring and be like, oh, but it's perfect. No, come on. This is a reasonable price for a ring, okay? This is the one thing so far I'd say it's fine. I'm all for it.
Oh my goodness, another f***ing Amazon purchase. What were you buying?
That one was for my fiance's Apple Watch. So we started working out. So
oh yeah, because that's what you need. That's what's gonna make a workout happen is this Apple Watch.
What? Come on. This guy is looking for reasons to spend money. Okay? He's buying a car and he's like,
well, I need to wrap the car with a cool color because I bought the car. I need to go to the gym, so I buy an Apple Watch. I want to get into music, so I spent $10,000 on a drum set.
Again, he's a 37-year-old man. No. Wait, he's a teenager trapped in a 37-year-old man's body. That's what I meant to say. That's really mentally, in terms of spending, he's a young kid just living it up.
Look, I have an Apple Watch and I'm still a fat so...
Yeah, imagine if Apple Watches were the reason people were overweight. Oh, just buy an Apple Watch, that'll solve all your problems. Yeah, right.
Enrolled debt progress. So these are active credit cards, these three, and then these two are in collections?
So no, they're all active. basically,
Creditor contacted. Oh,
yeah. So they've contacted them to try to settle those accounts basically on my behalf.
Okay, so that's at least a bit of an improvement. But here's the thing, okay? So what he's doing is he's taking all the debt he has over here, multiple high interest loans, credit cards, all this sort of crap. And then he goes over here and he says, hey, I'll take out one loan to pay off all of these other ones, and then I can just focus on the one loan at a lower interest rate. Okay, great. You would think that would be good. The problem with a lot of people is that now they think, oh, well, now I've just freed up all this extra money and now I can go spend it. And then they end up with a loan over here with more debt. So it usually makes the situation worse unless you're just responsible with it, which it doesn't seem like he is.
Starbucks, Taco Bell, there's all the Affirm payments. And Starbucks, selling out money, Mockingbird Saloon, Whataburger. Dude, you're spending just so much on crap. Hot Works, Taco Casa.
Again, it's really just a lot of worthless eating out. This guy's spending way too much money on food. I would love to see the total at the very end. To me, it seems like he's spending like $1,200, $1,300 a month on food. He could get that down a ton. Just eat at home. I don't get it. It's so simple. Eat at home. Spend less money than you make. Don't put anything on a credit card that you can't pay off in full by the time it's due that you don't absolutely need. Simple stuff.
Ally.
Car payment.
Your car wasn't included in the... So we have more debt. What's the balance of your car?
Balance is $37,507.
Oh,
Whoa! A $37,000 car loan on top of everything else? Why? What does he need to drive that's $40,000? This guy does not need to be driving a $40,000 car. Drive a $8,000 car. Come on. With this much debt, save money on the car. You know, eating out in cars and housing. Those are the things you just save money on those big three things, and it just brings everything else down. He could save so much money. He's making a good income. He could do this if he's just not stupid about it. That's it.
$37,507.
oh my gosh. What's their minimum monthly payment?
Is $719.93.
He's that guy with the $700 car payment. I'm always wondering, like, who are these people with $700 car? This guy. That's who it is.
Okay, what's the interest rate on that?
10.04%.
Can't believe that interest rate sounds good.
Whoa, at 10%. It gets worse, 10% interest. This guy is paying $3,700 a year, basically. No, $3,500 a year in interest. $3,500. He's basically buying a car every other year, just in interest, just to drive whatever car he's driving.
How long have you had this car? When'd you get this?
Oh, last August or September?
So a year ago, essentially.
Yeah.
And what's the payment term on it? What's the how many months?
75. I have 67 months left.
67 months. This keeps getting worse. This guy is just stacking the L's one after another after another after another. It just gets so bad. It gets so bad. He's got it. I would sell the car at this point. Sell the car, pocket whatever money he can, get an $8,000 used Prius, Honda Accord, Toyota Corolla, drive that thing, save the money.
Gas you spent $124, which wasn't crazy, but eating out, you spent $700. You had over $150 in subscriptions. With all food combined, you had $1,500.
Told you, that's what it sounded like. I said like $1,200, $1,300. $1,500 a month in food is insane. That's stupid. $1,500 a month in food, $700 a month just in a car payment. He's basically just taking all the money he's making, spending it all, and then spending more on top of it. None of this is sustainable. I don't know how he's planning to get around this.
The life you've lived for the last 2 decades and still ending up in this situation, paying off the debts before and then immediately getting all the debts again. Are you just headed down this forever and you're just never going to be in a good place financially?
No, I mean, there definitely is. I think for me, like, I suffer a lot from like depression.
You know what? I was about to say, I kid you not, that this guy needs therapy. Before I even said he was suffering from depression, I'm like, this is a deeper issue. It has been recurring for a long time. It's not going to be easily fixed. So I think spending money on a therapist, cutting back on the food, sell the car, do some basic stuff, get the money together for a therapist, see a therapist, I think would help his situation tremendously.
So your debt minimum monthly payments, and this is where you're about to need to go to church and pray a brunch because here comes an evil $1,418.25.
Wow, so basically $1,500 a month is how much his minimum debt payment is to get by every month. Just for him not to fall behind and go to default on this, $1,500 a month. Come on, 18 grand a year. just goes into the minimum payments. That's rent on a 1-bedroom somewhere.
And we pay a mower $50 a month.
Why? You can't afford it. You can't afford it.
I don't know, but doing the math on like buying a mower versus having.
What are you talking about? A few $100 mower versus $50 a month on going forever?
How does this guy not understand like the basics of that? $50 a month times 12, $600. A mower, what, $250, $300? Go on Craigslist. Find someone who's getting rid of a mower, who just wants to free up the space. And then he could go, for good exercise, go and mow his lawn. Save the $50 a month. Put that towards the debt.
We're supposed to be getting married next fall as well.
Are you going to try to? No, just go to the courthouse. I don't give a shit. Or she can pay for it.
No, don't do the wedding. You know what? I guarantee. I'm going to call it, okay? He's going to pay off some of these debts and then be like,
Oh wow, we just freed up all the money. Let's just go into more debt for the wedding.
that's what he's going to do. He's going to spend like 10 grand on this wedding after he pays off 10 grand of debt. It's just he's yo-yoing. He'll go down on the debt, pick it back up again, and then afterwards he'll take it back down. Then he's going to go on a trip with his new wife, rack it up again. It's just back and forth.
I mean, I'm trying to make extra money too with the photography. I've made $600 so far. You know, obviously not great, but I've only been doing it since March or May.
$600. The guy is spending more money on interest on the credit card for the photography equipment than he's making, and he's spending his time doing it. Honestly, sell the photography equipment, pay off the credit cards, and get a part-time job. If the guy has the time to go and take photos, he has the time to work another part-time job. Use that money from the job to pay off the debts. Again, it just seems like some basics. I can't believe this stuff isn't taught in schools. This should all be mandatory. Everyone should know this stuff.
When I have something set on my mind to do, like a major task like this, like paying off the credit last year, it's just a matter of like sticking to it and then not making the same stupid mistakes again. Obviously, I've dug myself back into a hole after getting myself out of one.
Yeah, the thing is, this guy seems like the type. You know the people who go to the gym and they'll be dedicated. They'll get it done. They'll lose the weight. They'll get in shape, and then they're like, oh, okay, well now I'm in shape. I could afford to do all these things again. And then they fall back, and then they become back to normal, and then they get more discouraged. They're like, all right, I've got to go back to the gym again. He's got to create a lifestyle where these are permanent changes. He's making a change forever, and he can't fall off of that. So it's got to be something sustainable, and he's got to stick with it. He's got to want it bad enough to be able to not fall off.
Consider going to mental health. Mental health is for everyone regardless of anything, so everyone should be seeing a therapist, even if it's just once a month. And then obviously that marriage counselor, just to start getting the conversations going, because if you can take advantage of a combined household income once marriage comes and that combined savings to tackle this, you guys can be in a good financial future much quicker as a couple.
I agree. This is something they really got to do together. If you're going to get married, she's got to be just as on board, because if she's not, she's going to influence him to spend more money, and then it's going to go downhill as well. She's got to be just as excited about doing all of this as he is. Otherwise, it's going to fail.
Spending within a budget is ridiculous. 0 out of 10. Debt, things and collections, 0 out of 10. Can't be higher than that. Emergency fund. If that $10,000 was actually like his and he could access that, it would be higher. But with this whole situation, it's confusing. I think it's a 0 out of 10 right now because it sounds like he can't use it. Retirement, at least he started it, but is scarily behind for his age. 1 out of 10 real estate might be a part of the conversation in the future. It sounds like they want to do that, but 0 out of 10 for now.
This guy is just a 1 out of 10 all the way around. I mean, there's nothing he's doing that's good. I mean, it was good up until the point that he just spent it again. So, up until then, I would have given him like a 5. Right now, I give him a 1 out of 10. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll link to the original video down below in the description. As always, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and don't forget that you can get some free stocks worth all the way up to a few $1,000s with the paid affiliate link down below in the description when you make a deposit. You may as well do that. Enjoy the free stocks. Let me know which ones you get. Thank you so much, and until next time.